In the village of Oakhaven, leaves turned a bruised purple as Silas arrived, hired to document the legendary Centennial Harvest Festival. This event, said to occur only once every 100 years, coincided with the moon turning a deep, rusty red. As a photographer, Silas was eager to capture the spectacle, but he quickly noted the unsettling silence surrounding him. The villagers appeared unnaturally vibrant, their skin glowing with health, while their crops were astonishingly large, corn towering over him and apples nearly as big as his head. Yet there was something amiss. The absence of crows, barking dogs, and even the whisper of the wind felt ominous. The mayor greeted him with a smile that didn't reach his cold, grey eyes. "The earth gives what we put into it," he said with a tone that sent a shiver down Silas's spine. "Tonight, the moon demands its due. Make sure your camera is ready for the clearing." Silas felt an uneasy anticipation as the sun dipped below the horizon. As twilight cloaked the village, Silas followed a procession of villagers bearing torches into the woods. He expected a celebratory dance or perhaps a symbolic bonfire, but instead, they arrived at a massive circular pit surrounded by ancient, white stones. The villagers began to chant in a guttural language that sent chills through him, echoing around the trees. The moon was rising, turning crimson, and the ground began to tremble beneath his feet. Silas quickly raised his camera, capturing the eerie ambience, realizing too late that the true harvest ceremony is not about the trees, but something far darker. The chanting grew louder until a sudden silence fell as the red moon reached its zenith. Silas watched, unable to look away, as the pit began to churn. From the earth burst huge, pale tubers, thick as a man's torso. He felt bile rise in his throat as he recognized their grotesque shapes. They weren't vegetables, they were the forms of missing villagers, grotesquely morphed over the years. "The cycle," the mayor whispered ominously, moving closer. "We don't die, Silas. We just rotate. 100 years in the light, 100 years in the loam." Horrified, Silas realized the dark truth. The villagers began to strip off their clothes, stepping willingly into the pit. The pale stalks of the tubers opened like monstrous mouths, pulling the elders into the earth. In their place, younger versions of themselves emerged, crafted from roots and sap, fresh and alive. Panic surged through him. Silas turned to flee, but his feet felt glued to the ground, ensnared by thin, green tendrils wrapping around his ankles, stitching him to the earth. "Every harvest needs a witness," the mayor said, his skin transforming into a woody brown as he stepped forward. "And every harvest needs fresh blood to sweeten the soil for the next century." In a frenzy, Silas dropped his camera, gasping in horror, as the earth beneath him opened wide. The last sight that seared into his memory was the red moon high above, unwavering and indifferent, as the pungent odor of rotting earth filled his lungs. A sense of dread engulfed him, knowing he would forever be part of this cursed cycle, a new crop for the next harvest, doomed to rot and return from the soil a century later.